How are you? I'm also Carrie. What's going on?
So, I basically got hacked yesterday, and these people went through my online banking, transfer money between the accounts first. My business account is like negative $16,000 now. So they made a wire transfer of $45,000, which is already gone to Bank of America.
March 29th, 2024. A fraud victim files a report, and hours later, a detective sits across from the woman whose account caught the stolen wire. Set the retelling aside. What matters is the law running underneath every question the detective asks.
And when I was on the phone with these people, they also make me enter,
On the phone
a
with what
number
people?
on the phone. And I think they
On the phone with what people?
the hackers.
So how did you get on the phone with them?
They called me because they sent me a text message saying that somebody was trying to make a payment in Orlando from $1,300 and change, and if I'd done a transfer of $9,000, almost $10,000, right? So I said no. So they called me and he said, "This is Chase from the fraud department." So me stupid, because I'm doing a million things at the same time, I'm talking to him, and he held me like for 2 hours, and I'm getting the sign in a way that I'm like, why is this taking so long? And he said to me, because the fraud, it happened in your online account.
Do you have a Chase account?
Yeah, so I'm freaking out, right? So I didn't catch then. And then at the end of the conversation, he blocked my account. Like I could not get in my app on my phone. I could not go in my computer. And the way that I got that is because the identity theft sent me an email. And that's when I'm like, shoot, I got hacked. But when I was on the phone, he told me to enter a number, right? And I think he forwarded my phone to his phone. So I'm like, I don't know if this phone is being,
He told you to enter a number regarding what?
just to enter a number. Like a lot of bank tells you to enter a number.
Right.
Right? So he told me, you're gonna go and you're gonna enter this number. I did, right? I'm thinking like somebody's taking money from my account. I am at the soccer game, so I'm like focusing in two things. So when I go home and I see my computer telling me that somebody was using my name, right? So I asked my husband, I'm like, look, your account on your phone. And he's like, holy moly, there's no money there. So yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Have you called your bank?
I was in my bank.
Okay.
Like I've been calling my bank since yesterday, 4 o'clock.
Okay. And what have they said?
They restrict all my account.
Okay.
Once I realized that I got hacked, they froze all the account.
Right.
But my concern is like, is these guys now, I don't know, the number that I entered, and I think that they forward whatever I have on my phone to his phone.
Okay. So did you do a factory reset of your phone?
I'm gonna do that next.
Okay.
I just wanted to report here because I might need that in order to get the recall from my $45,000.
Right. So what did the bank say? They're gonna.
So the fraud department, they said because he had every single information. So when he was online, right, he was trying to get into my account, and what happens is a new device, right? So the bank, they call on that. So basically they send a number, which he put it in a computer, and then usually the second step for, to get the information, just make sure it's you. It's like, did you live on this address, this address, this address? So this guy is asking me all of this that he's seeing in the computer, right? And I'm thinking I'm talking to the bank. So I'm giving him the information where I lived, what car I had, right? So he was able then to get into my online banking account.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So what did the bank say?
So the bank said that because he had all the information, so basically they're saying that it's my fault, right? And the wire transfer is already being done, and they are gonna do a claim to recall the bank and see if they're gonna return that money, because that's a fraud.
Right.
That is like a fraud. It doesn't matter what it is, but Chase is saying that I might lose my money because this guy had all the authorization codes.
Because you gave it to him.
Because I gave it to him. But that's also fraud. I didn't give it to him because I want to give it to him. He's like talking just like anybody from a bank talks.
So Chase is going through the process of getting you your money back.
Yeah, they opened a claim because they did not accept my claim, so they did a recall with Bank of America to see if they're gonna give my money back, because the money has already been transferred to this people account. That is actually
Do you have a name of the account?
Yeah. It's right over here. It's an account of Bank of America in New York City, and it went to this company right here. I think that's Missouri, right? And mine means Missouri. What is that? Let's see.
No, Michigan.
Okay, even worse. So the money went to that account. No, it's Missouri. Or no, Michigan, you're right. So once I leave here, I'm gonna go to Bank of America. I'm not waiting for the bank, because
I'm conducting an investigation into a wire fraud case. I did some search warrants. I've been doing an investigation on that, and as part of what I have done, I got information on where the money, the stolen money went, and it went into a bank account in your name, and you're on video accessing the bank account.
Okay. And do you know, do you have any information on like the date or any of like the transaction numbers or anything? Because I can explain what I think is going on.
If it was me, right? If I would recall when I went into a bank and did a big withdrawal out of an account, like I would remember. So I can't give you dates and times and that sort of thing. But if you have an explanation as to why you would be on video accessing stolen money, then I will hear that information. But I can't give you all the dates and times that are part of the investigation.
Okay. All right. Well, I can give you some background. So, I basically started a business that was called Ratings by Marketing, and it's an e-commerce reseller program that white labels supplements, and then I have very, very, very little involvement in all of this, which is why I was asking those questions. But basically, like, this company handles like 95% of the operations. Like, they built the website, they handle the white labeling itself, customer service, and then specifically they handle advertising and generating traffic to the website. And everything was
what company? The Ratings by Marketing is a company that you own, and then you have a company that you pay to service your own company, or the company you're talking about is Ratings by Marketing.
So the company that that's under me is Ratings by Marketing, but then I work with like a management person runs the day-to-day operations and everything.
And is there another company that person is under?
His name is Kevin. Like, he's a friend of mine. I can get like the actual company name, but it was it's essentially he was a freelancer that was assisting me. Okay, so you have this person, Kevin, that helps managing this company, Ratings by Marketing, and then what happens after that? Yeah, so basically, in order to generate traffic to my website, Ratings by pays advertisers to generate ads on like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of that. And then the people that click on the ads can then go link to ratings by site and purchase the products with credit card data, and then the orders are sent back to like Kevin's like group so they can fulfill the orders, right, and ship them out. It was like June or July last year. I started receiving calls from a payment processor saying that like I owe them money for chargebacks and stuff. So I immediately called Kevin and his team and explained. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. I immediately called Kevin, explained this, and they contacted the advertisers, the affiliates, or whatever you want to call them, and said, basically, you scammed us, we need this money. And to my knowledge, so we sent them invoices, which I can get you all of this information, invoices, everything.
Okay.
We sent them invoices, and then to my knowledge, the only time money was ever wired into the Ratings by Marketing account was to cover those invoices.
Where did that money come from?
The money came from the advertisers after they were contacted for generating the bad traffic. And I can get you all the names of all these, these details.
Okay. So
yeah, and I just want to say I really, really apologize. This has been a huge headache, and I have a day job and this credit score, excuse me. And I've been trying to the people that are helping me are trying to set up a lawsuit because this advertising company did this to 2 other clients of theirs. Obviously mine is escalating more, but so it's
So, in my investigation, I'm in Connecticut. I have someone that lives in my jurisdiction in Connecticut who came in to report the theft of $45,000 from her bank account. So that money was sent to your bank account.
So what do we know?
Yeah, well, maybe what we can do is Gabrielle can start with first describing. What's the best place to start? Maybe describing your involvement first, and then kind of the operation, like how you got involved.
Yeah.
You want to start there? Tell her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I think you have his name, but Rob. Those are some text messages. Okay. And I can explain those, but in summer 2022, I was visiting a girlfriend of mine in Florida, and I met Rob. He knew her as one of her roommates.
And Rob is Rob Velasquez.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And at the time when I was visiting my friend, I was in the middle of a lawsuit against my ex-fiance. I had to sue him to get my name removed from our house when we broke up. Okay. And it was, he's very well connected, cost me a lot of money, and I was in the process of moving from Michigan to Florida to kind of start over. Okay.
What year was that?
That was August 2022. And so obviously this is one of my best friends. I'm talking with her about it, and Rob was there, and
just coincidentally
mentioned to me, oh, well, I work with a brand house to run an affiliate e-commerce business, because my problem, what I was saying to my girlfriend, is I work 60 hours a week for Peacock. It's NBC Universal. And I just, at the time, I did not have time to go to do another job, and so my problem was I need more money, but I don't have the time to manage something or whatever. And so Rob had mentioned this e-commerce thing, and he's it's really hands off. we help you set up an LLC. To explain it, the brand house he works with is like, do you know what white labeling is?
I don't.
So that's like it's a big thing with
Like a resale kind of a thing? Or?
Sort of, yeah. It's like, there's a lot of different kinds of it, but basically like a company will make products, and then the white label piece is like, you can put your own like packaging on them. Like,
okay.
So it's like, this was for like supplements. So basically, yeah, like your own, unique packaging. So I agreed to do it, to be part of the program. In like April or May. Rob reached out to me and said that there were some chargebacks on the account, and I didn't know what the term was for it, but so basically there were some orders placed on the account. Whoever owned the credit card reported it for fraud. And when that happens, and this had to all be explained to me because I work in like privacy, so I don't. When that happens, the credit card companies and the payment processors, they will go after, or they go to the merchant and basically say, you owe this amount in chargeback fees, and there's all sorts of like different fees they stack on as like, punishment or whatever for that.
Accepting fraudulent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, it took time for this to kind of unfold, but what eventually ended up happening was Rob and the brand house realized that the advertiser had obtained, because they were the only party ever contracted to send traffic to the site. So they're the only ones getting commission from this. And by the way, I did ask Rob and the brand house the contract that was signed, and they tried to say that I signed it and that it was in DocuSign, but I work with DocuSign like every day for my job. So I knew they were like, I didn't see anything in DocuSign under my email. Okay. And they even at one point,
DocuSign saying that you signed something agreeing to work with this company?
Yeah, the advertiser.
It sounds like they were already working with the company.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah, and they had even like asked, like after, all of this started happening, well, do you want to just sign one and we can backdate it? And I'm like, no. And I immediately called him. They also let us know that apparently this advertiser was being used for another account, so similar to me, like a second person, and they had chargebacks. I don't know if it got anywhere as out of control as this situation did, but so where was I? So there's like a lot of layers.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to.
The chargebacks come in.
Yeah.
Do they give you any documentation at all saying this is like a dollar amount you owe? Like, how does he kind of give you the?
So there were.
Say how much that is.
So there were some bank statements. So originally the LLC was opened under a Chase bank account, and when the chargebacks started coming through, one of the two payment processors that Rob and team were working with started withdrawing funds from, like, invoicing my Chase.
So as part of what this agreement is with Rob is to set the LLC up, but you're also in conjunction with the LLC opening up a business bank account.
That's yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And for that, like, he gave me directions on all of that.
Were you managing that bank account?
No.
They were managing the bank account?
Yeah, I didn't even have.
So were the credit card payments coming in from the marketing company or this traffic directing, or were the payments that were getting processed coming into your bank account?
I'm not sure.
Sounds weird.
What was concerning to me is, like, I knew what you were talking about because I had to go to the bank to get the funds, but obviously this is like a very, very complicated situation, and when I first was even speaking with you, I didn't even know all of this background info. Like,
To be clear, she wanted to talk to you immediately. She talked to me then, and I said, don't do that because you could inadvertently incriminate yourself. I mean, let me get everything first when there's a court case. I reviewed everything, crunched the data, tried to make sense of all the players here, and there's a lot of them. But after reviewing everything, I'm not concerned about her incriminating her because she only knows so much. I think she was groomed to some extent and sort of used, and these other guys. I don't know Rob or Kevin's culpability, but
So there's Rob. Do we have a phone number for Rob?
oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a picture of it somewhere.
This just has the name.
Yeah, this is just the
Like the actual phone number.
I have. Don't you have his number?
I have his number in my phone, but I took a picture of his contact card.
Okay.
Is it in here?
Are these copies for me here too?
Yeah, those are your copies.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
It might be that last
I'll
page.
definitely go through them and look at
So
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then you said Kevin. Is there somebody else named Kevin?
yeah, so the fun thing about the
Kevin's mysterious.
so
Rob.
yeah.
Okay.
I've spoken to Kevin twice. I don't have a last name for Kevin. And the 2 times I spoke to him were after you contacted me, and one of the times he was on the phone with Doug trying to explain how this whole thing works, and he, I guess, works for the brand house.
So Kevin, you spoke to Kevin as well? Okay.
Well, I can't make myself a witness, obviously, to something.
No, I'm just it wasn't just.
But yeah, it wasn't just her. I was on the phone because I was trying to make sense of all this.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy to fully cooperate,
Mhm.
like, and you know, it's unfortunate that happened to that woman. Like,
And then I talked to the prosecutor that, you know,
yeah.
it's a little early for a proffer agreement, but I mean, as far as like testifying against whoever she's gonna do it, if needed.
Yeah, needed.
Who was going to testify?
She'll
That
testify
I would-
against whoever.
Okay.
There's
I thought you
more
were
people.
talking about the victim. If anything else comes up, you think of anything, you can relay to him, to me.
Yep.
You can shoot me an email. You can call me.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right.
I don't think I left anything out, but if
You think of something? Yeah.
Yeah, well-
You shoot me an email. I check my emails when I'm home. I shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah,
Who did you contact at the state's attorney's office?
Well, you know how court is. Whoever grabs the file that morning.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was quick. I mean, we were waiting further discovery.
Connecticut's first-degree larceny statute triggers once the value clears $20,000 and $45,000 clears it easily. Dollar figures set the grade of the crime, not the guilt. Larceny is a specific intent crime. The state has to prove she meant to deprive the owner of that money, knowing it wasn't hers to move. Receiving stolen property carries the same demand. Possession proves nothing on its own. Prosecutors need knowledge. The funds were dirty. The law closes the obvious loophole with willful blindness. Sense the money is stolen, look away on purpose, and that avoidance counts as knowledge. Negligence isn't larceny. Being careless about who ran your account might cost you in civil court, but criminal theft demands a guilty mind, not a sloppy one. Investigators call these pass-through accounts money mules. Knowing recruits on one side, unwitting props on the other. When the detective says he thinks she was groomed and used, he isn't offering sympathy. He's naming the missing element a larceny case can't survive without. The Fifth Amendment shields you from being forced to convict yourself with your own words. Nobody forced her. She walked in and volunteered, which is where that shield goes thin. Watch the moment her companion cuts in and says, "Don't talk. You could incriminate yourself." That interruption is the right working in real time. People assume every police interview needs a warning. The Miranda rule only wakes up during custody, when a reasonable person feels they can't get up and leave. This reads as voluntary. She arrived on her own, brought her own paperwork, kept someone beside her, so no warning was owed, and her words stay admissible. The Sixth Amendment right to a lawyer doesn't switch on until charges are formally filed. None existed yet, so none was guaranteed. Showing up with one anyway was the wise call. Admissibility turns on whether a statement was voluntary and knowing. A calm, unforced interview with a companion present is hard to suppress later, which cuts against her. Zoom out, and the federal picture appears. Move fraud proceeds across state lines by wire, and the federal wire fraud statute comes into play. Money laundering law reaches anyone who knowingly moves criminal proceeds. Prove knowledge and she's a launderer. Leave the gap and she's another casualty. Jurisdiction tangles fast. A Connecticut victim, a Florida account holder, money touching New York and the Midwest, and every one of those forums can claim a piece. Shift to the woman who lost the money. Her bank told her the loss was on her, and the law often backs that up. Consumer transfer rules protect you best when a transaction is unauthorized. The trap is that she authorized this one herself, tricked into approving her own wire. Fraud specialists call it authorized push payment. The victim clicks approve under a lie, and the strongest reimbursement rights fall away at the worst moment. There's an identity theft layer too. Reading back a one-time code and her personal history handed a stranger everything he needed to become her. One line has to stay in view. A charge is an accusation, nothing more, and first-degree larceny filed against her is not a finding of guilt. The burden never shifts to her. The state must prove every element beyond a reasonable doubt, and intent is the element hanging by a thread. Her offer of invoices, contracts, and names isn't cooperation theater. Those records could show others controlled the account, defense evidence built from her own files. She disputes ever signing the contract that ties her to the operation. If that signature can't be authenticated, a central plank of the intent argument gets shaky. Grade to detective high. He built from warrants and records, guarded an open case, and still reached a fair read on culpability instead of forcing a win. The interviewee, judged only on conduct, lands in the middle. Cooperative and documented. Yet volunteering a full narrative before locking in counsel is real exposure. The victim earns credit for the aftermath. She froze accounts, kept records, and reported fast, which is what handed investigators a trail to follow. The agency worked a multi-state fraud cleanly, and later released the footage. Competent work, honest transparency, minor procedural gaps. Lesson 1, for anyone banking by phone. A real institution never asks you to read back a verification code, and that single sentence would have stopped this cold. Lesson 2, if a stranger holding your money invites you to explain yourself, get a lawyer before you say a word, even when you're innocent, especially then. Lesson 3, for the accidental middleman. An account in your name is your legal problem, so know who moves money through it before your signature is the only one left. The unresolved question stays where it started. Did she know, or was she used? And everything legal in this case rises or falls on that answer. Tell us in the comments which interactions you want broken down next. Thanks for watching, and check the channel for more police footage and courtroom analysis.